Hi everyone. It is the night before my double mastectomy that has been in the works and planning for a few months now. I, for those who don't know, had breast cancer in 2016. I was diagnosed on May 31st, 2016, and due to the route we took with my treatment, I went first to surgery and opted for a lumpectomy, which ended up being a partial mastectomy. So they essentially removed like half of my affected breast at the time. And I had, after the surgery, we did chemotherapy and radiation, and genetic testing showed that I do have a genetic mutation of P53 or Lee-Fermini syndrome, which is it essentially makes you more prone for other cancers and more risks. So we've been doing a lot of extra monitoring over the past 4.5 years. I think I've had 3 recurrent scares. None, thankfully, have amounted to anything, and so I've still been cancer-free for almost 5 years now. But I've been lopsided, which is very uncomfortable, and I have been fearful, obviously, of recurrence. So I met with a new surgeon this past late 2020 and discussed possibly doing a double mastectomy with reconstruction, because I felt like I wanted to go back and do reconstruction because of being so lopsided. The clothes don't fit properly. It's been unnerving. It's especially like in swimsuit season, everything's just uncomfortable. But it felt strange to just go straight to reconstruction, because if I end up having a recurrence, that reconstruction would be pointless because I'd have to have a mastectomy. So we had the conversation, and she agreed with me that we probably should just do the double mastectomy first and with reconstruction. And so we had looked into doing what's called a deep flap procedure as my reconstruction, which is where they take tissue from your tummy and use that to build your breasts, because there's a lot of complications with implants. So I knew I didn't want to go the implant route. So I looked into deep flap. I had met with plastic surgeon who was fantastic, and he was willing to do it, but there was inherent risk because I do have a high BMI. I'm considered very obese, very overweight, and as a result, it increases your complication risks with having that procedure done. There's a lot of risk of wound healing issues and other issues that can result, in addition to the fact that it's a very long recovery period. Like, you're not able to lift more than 15 pounds for 10 weeks. So I had committed to doing it up until a few weeks before my surgery, and then decided the risks were not worth the reward for me, and I decided to go flat, which means no reconstruction. So I am going to have my mastectomy, removal of both my breasts, but I will not put anything in place of them. I will have a flat chest, hopefully pretty flat. Sometimes you end up with a little bit of extra skin that doesn't always look great, so we'll see. But, you know, I obviously could opt to do reconstruction down the road. That's an option, but at this point, that's not in my foreseeable future, and I don't foresee me going that path. So I will be going flat tomorrow. So I'm pretty committed to this decision, but obviously there's a lot of concerns and scares. Will I regret it? But I keep telling myself that if for some reason I had any regrets, I can always do the reconstruction later, but I don't think I will. I think this is what's best for me. It's going to make me feel much more at ease and lower that risk of recurrence. And then as far as the not doing the reconstruction, I'm just going to feel a little bit better about my healing process. So, everyone has to take these decisions and weigh their pros and cons. For me, the fact that I would have to go almost 2 months without even picking up my daughter was a big part of my decision. So, what's best for me is not necessarily best for the next person, but that's the route I'm opting to go for. So, here I am in bed, about to go to sleep. We'll see how well sleep comes to me, because I never seem to sleep well before a procedure. I have to get up pretty early. My alarm's set for 4:15 in the morning, so we can leave the house by 5, be at the hospital by 5:30 to check in and register, and my surgery is at 7:30 in the morning. It should only be about a 2.5 to 3 hour surgery, so that's a benefit. If I had gone the route of the reconstruction with deep flap, it would have been more of an 8-hour plus surgery, and the recovery is much more extensive. I'll be just staying overnight in the hospital most likely, but for the deep flap, I would have had at least 3 to 4 days, and your recovery is directly into the ICU. So, with COVID, that was a big concern as well, and meant that I was definitely more prone to have my surgery rescheduled. But right now, I am going to try to get some good sleep, and I will check in again tomorrow morning with the updates. But thank you for listening to my story. Bye.